If they still want some good teamfight counter initiation, they could go for Warlock, who did get a change. I would call it a minor buff in the recent patch with Fatal Bonds. Well, and it now bounces. It now uses a bouncing mechanic, and it can hit units in fog, so that could be pretty good. It's certainly good counter initiation against the mag. So could be looking at something like that. I would have preferred Lotac to maybe ban some cores here, but just going to be banning out supports that they're worried about instead. But like I was saying at the beginning of the previous game, I think there's just so many good supports right now. Shadow Demon's still good. Dark Willow could be good here. Ooh, 496 taking the Lifestealer for themselves. Okay, I like this. So all three of those heroes that I mentioned, the PA Jug, the Lifestealer, they're going to ban 2 of them and pick one for themselves. Nothing wrong with the Lifestealer against the Grimstroke. He's okay against Magnus as well, I suppose. And alright, Lotac just gonna go for some Grimstroke synergy as they do pick up the Bane. Also nice to have against the Lifestealer. Get a Fiend's Grip off, keep him locked down. Certainly not going to be unhappy with that situation. But 496 have picked a lot of melee heroes so far. If it wasn't for the Magnus pickup, I would be a little bit worried about something like an Enigma here for Lotac.
5 seconds
What other heroes could they go for that would be quite punishing here? They don't have great ways to deal with Refraction just yet. Lotac have already picked all their supports, so I guess something like Treant Protector is a little bit off the cards. And I don't know if Tree is actually a hero at the moment after some of his recent changes. Alright, 496, just going to go for that Shadow Demon that I was talking about. And here I thought I was going to be surprised by the patch. Of course I'm still a little bit surprised, but it does seem like... I think there's a lot to still be discovered and a lot to still be worked out about the patch, but a lot of the inspiration for these initial games is going to be coming from pubs. And what people have been playing in pubs is the stuff that got changed. I think there's still probably a couple of heroes that are going to be carried over from the last patch that are still quite good in this patch, but people just haven't been playing them because they've been too busy exploring all the new stuff. And Lotac, alright, well, they couldn't get their hands on any of those other heroes, so they are just going to be going for another flavor of the patch in the Slark. He's been nerfed quite a bit since 7.20 came out, but still he received a ton of buffs. The leash mechanic changes, clarity being made undispellable by self-damage, and then also some direct changes. He got the permanent Agi-Steal as well. I don't know how well he's going to do in lane here, but at least they've got the Bane and the Grimstroke as pretty strong lane supports to help set him up. And even if he gets kind of trashed in lane, so long as he gets some experience, between Dark Pact and Empower, I think he's going to catch up just fine. I think previously you would have maybe mentioned, if not for the Bane and the Grimstroke, you would talk about the fact that the mana cost on Dark Pact did just get increased recently, but I think both of those heroes are going to be looking towards buying Arcane Boots, so they're going to keep the Slark sustained just fine. I mean, even the Magnus is probably going to go for Arcanes here, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. 496 in terms of what they're going to be picking up from mid lane to deal with this Slark. Lina is quite popular. Dragonite is actually the ban, so I don't know what 496 are looking at here. I would guess not Timbersaw, otherwise they would have probably just left the DK in the pool and gone for the double whammy of counters, but what other mid heroes do people like against Slark? I mean, Puck could be okay, but then they would be very much all in on the Lifestealer doing all of their like building damage and stuff like that, which I don't think they really want. And Meepo gets banned. Alright, well that answers my question. I guess Meepo is available for play again after the bugs that we had this morning. After 7.20C. And Lotac also looking for their mid.
10 seconds.
Hoping for something that can't get counterpicked too much. TA has been made a little bit less attractive by the Shadow Demon pick. SD pretty decent against TA in general. Just the disruption pretty strong. Get through those refraction instances pretty quickly. Excuse me, what's ugh. Big sneeze. Alright. What are they gonna go for? So Tion, what's he been playing? He played let's have a look. My memory is shot. So he played Dragon Knight in the second game. He played Lina last game, DK, and then Pug. They're just gonna pick Mirana here. Okay, so decent. I mean, set up a little bit by the fact that they've already picked the Slark for themselves. The mobility is certainly helpful against the Lifestealer. Can't really punish defensive disruptions because the illusion's being spawned, of course. So it doesn't quite work the same way as having both of them on the same team, but good ranged mid, should be able to get decent farm. I don't know what 496 are going to pick to really counterpick this. Something like Ember could be slightly annoying, but actually this is probably a decent Ember game, right? It's good against Mirana. He's not terrible against Slark. Actually, wait, does the new leash prevent you from using your Remnant? Because if so, then Ember can't do anything. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that 7.20 page again. The list of abilities that are like affected is leash everything that down portal scroll prevented by root. No longer interrupts. The following roots no longer interrupt channeling spells or the current action during change, but it'll still cancel TPs and prevent TPs. And then where's this leash state change?
Tinker.
Leash.
Now select your heroes.
Okay, well it's not even picked, but I'm still interested. Now follows the same rules as rooted units with regards to teleport and mobility based abilities, but can still use normal movement. And I'm pretty sure Remnant was disabled by root. Fire Remnant. Activate Fire Remnant. Forced movement. Traveling. Oh wait, what's this? Cannot be cast while rooted or leashed. Okay, well that would have been pretty problematic against. So, alright, they pick the Tinker. I don't know if this is necessarily an amazing Tinker game, but it looks like 458 is pretty confident. So they do have kind of this siege engine lineup going where Tinker can come TPing in, lay down some marches, the Lifestealer can go and hit the building. Tinker is going to have to be what? So Tinker has to be pretty damn careful about Slark, and both of the supports are quite good at ganking him. Laning matchup I think is decent against Mirana, but Mirana is also not terrible at hunting Tinker either, just throwing arrows into trees or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I'm also going to take this as a quick opportunity to blow my nose, so give me 1 sec. Alright. Alright, I'm back. Normally that's where I would have, set my co-caster going or something, but I don't have one. It's just me. You guys have to deal with that. But let's get ourselves into it. I think there's a TriCast going over on the main stream. I mean, of course, they're all in the same studio, having a fun time. I couldn't spare co-caster for World Me. Why is Tusk down here? Tusk, what are you doing here? You're not even in this game. You weren't even in the previous game. We haven't even seen a single Tusk pick. But here he is. So anyway, we'll get rid of him. Got some tips coming in. Alright, just the Lotac tipping amongst themselves. And what's going on here? So wait, is Mirana going to a side lane? And they're going to put they're actually putting the Ohio Magnus mid. Interesting. I guess that they don't want the Magnus laning up against the Lifestealer. They think that the Mirana is a better matchup there, so okay. I mean, this enables the Nightmare Arrow combo a little bit more. I guess I was talking about SD Mirana, but I completely forgot about Bane Mirana. So That's pretty good.
30 seconds to battle.
1 sec, guys.
The battle begins.
Alright, apologies about that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back and should be good for the rest of the game here. Okay, so just gonna end up being 2 bounty runes apiece. Looks like nothing too interesting happened. They kind of ran forward onto the lifestealer here a little bit, and they are now going to realize what's going on in terms of the lanes. A little bit of pressure under Raven. He's got 9 tangos for himself. I think he's going to be a-okay. We'll see how much they can pressure him in this lane. They are running kind of a full tri-lane, Centaur SD. A little bit different from how it was in the past, but they still have a lot of lockdown to follow up on the disruption, so Net might even get an early point in the Phantom's Embrace here. I don't think they have much aggressive potential, so it might be more important that he gets the Phantom's Embrace just to try and combo break. Like, if the disruption comes out, then he can just Phantom's Embrace the Centaur and prevent the stomp. Grimstroke gets a nice little D-ward quickly there, but Steel, still gonna try and keep this. Oh, he tries to keep the camp blocked, but Net too fast on the tangos. Will be able to keep it unblocked for now, though it looks like it's not even gonna end up being body blocked. Alright, nicely done by Net. He gets access to his pull. That's gonna be very important here. Looks like he's trying to give most of the lane experience to Raven to get him level 6 a little bit more quickly. And he's just gonna be relying on pulls for the most part. Raven takes a couple of stacks here. He's got a big creep wave fighting with him, so not too concerned. And actually over at mid lane, are they going to go for some kind of Nightmare Skewer play here? Here's the Nightmare. Just going to wait out for those hits. Skewer him back. Do get him back into tower range. That's 2 tower shots for free. Looking like Lotac should be able to grab first blood, and they do. They were thinking more about the Nightmare Arrow combo, but Yamate just runs. Okay, wait. Yamate's back. So they did have a stand-in, so what? Ling is gone now, and Yamate has returned. So I guess the team is back at full strength. I was wondering what was going on there. I guess, yeah, he was just standing in. I don't know if Net is permanently on their team now. Who are they missing, actually? Who's on the official roster that's not in this game right now? AU. Where is AU? Oh, no, Tinker's just dead again? Exact same story, just the Nightmare into a Skewer, into a kill. Yamate putting on the pressure, and Tinker, well, this time around gonna have to walk it back. He is having an atrocious time middle, and Lotac just looking amazing. I thought 496 after taking a game off TNC, I mean, granted I didn't watch those games, but I thought for sure that they were gonna be looking pretty competitive, but so far they're just getting styled on by Lotac, though it does seem like Lotac maybe with doing a little bit better with Yamate here to provide some guidance. Gonna put some pressure onto the lifestealer. Can't really let him get anywhere close. If he gets the Nightmare off, he might just get killed off. And Net's still just doing his thing down here at bottom, running some pulls, getting some experience going while continuing to give most of the experience in the lane over to Raven, doing quite nicely. Yeah. Looks like they are going to have the Sand King as the position 3 this game, and Yassi the Centaur is going to be the position 4. Raven goes pouncing in, but Net doesn't have the Stroke of Fate or anything. Did go for the point in the Phantom's Embrace early on here. Just for kind of that combo breaking potential. Even with all of this pressure, Ohio's not really that far ahead of the Tinker on the mid lane. Of course, not a amazing matchup or anything. Got that little shockwave vacuum going on. Lifestealer farming okay. A little bit low on regen at the moment. Yamate running around here. Needs to be somewhat careful. Alright, there's the Nightmare. It's probably going to get taken off. Yep, there's the Rage. So they need to be careful now. This Lifestealer is actually dropping pretty low. Can they get the hits in to finish him off? Yes, they can. Lotac 3 kills to nothing so far this game. The rotations from the Bane have been so on point. And this is pretty worrying. They do need, I mean, they do actually need the Lifestealer to have a pretty good start this game, if they have any hopes of opening up the map and doing anything, since he is literally the only person on their team that can really hit buildings. So as much as they can have the Tinker stall, if they want to actually make any progress in terms of map control, they're gonna have to make sure that the Lifestealer gets some gold. Yamate just waiting at mid. I don't think he's been spotted just yet. Tinker is bottling back up now. Ohio has a haste. So, alright, he's gonna go down and try and contest some of these 5-minute runes. Raven also applying pressure. I don't think this is going to be a free kill, but still picking up some stacks. 2 more hits should do it. Couple of stick charges for Yassi. He is able to get into the trees, but just gets hit by the drive-by. Ohio coming through. Secret tries to... Well, snags the 1 bounty, but... Net already grabbed this other one. Didn't want to leave it to Ohio. Well, didn't want to leave it to chance.
You get what you deserve. I can't hear you.
Right now, nothing is going right. Actually, well, the CS is going pretty well for 496. Even with all these deaths, everybody is farming decently. So that's certainly good news. Sand King is just going for some tranquil boots at the moment. Yamate has now made a rotation down towards bottom. Spots out the Centaur. Can get some free hits on him. Slark is going to be prevented from rotating over by the Sand King, but it might just be Sand King who gets gone on instead. He's now in some big trouble, getting pounced to top of, and he's already used the Burrow Strike to try and escape. Sentry Ward's down on the ground. Yassi tries to turn it around onto Raven, but he won't be able to do so. Net doesn't have the mana for another Stroke of Fate. Yassi actually wants to come back in looking for this kill. That gives Net the opportunity to get a few more auto attacks. The Sand King respawns. It looks like that's going to be the end of this trade at bottom. Net probably going to try and dodge experience to give the level 6 over to the Slark.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh no, actually, okay. Shrine's up. Can just go for that. Oh, turn RP. Ohio with the skewer. He's got the double damage. There is a laser though, so preventing these attacks. Seal also comes in. Yamate does not have the damage to finish this kill. Didn't have the brain sap available. But still, tough situation for the Tinker. At least he's got his rearm already, so he can just rearm his TP scroll and get himself back out to the lane nice and fast. Problem. Lifestealer has just picked up some phase boots. Don't know what the build is going to be necessarily this game. He has to go right click. I guess he has to go like Armlet Deso. He really can't afford to do anything else. Oh, Yamate running up here. Red needs to be careful. Down bottom, they're going on to Yassi. Raven picks up that kill. Still has his ultimate available. Secret just tootling on by, trying to steal the creep wave. But all of the attempts to put pressure onto this Slark not really working out. He's having a good start, and he's going to farm ridiculously quickly this game with the Empower. So I don't know how well they're going to be able to deal with the Slark overall. Up top, oh, a little bit of trouble for Lifestealer. Does get focused down. He had the Infest, but couldn't find a target to use it on. And does just get brought down by the Starstorm. So now 8-0 in favor of Lotac. 4k gold lead 8 minutes in. They are just running circles around this 496 lineup. The Shadow Demon feels like he's done absolutely nothing so far. They haven't been able to keep the Shadow Demon and the Centaur together long enough to actually go for a gank. I'd really like to see them maybe try for a smoke gank somewhere or something, but it seems like instead they're just going to have the Tinker bounce around to lanes and try and give some farm over to the Centaur at mid. But I feel like that's just letting Lotac get exactly what they want out of their kind of greedy tri-core setup. Secret needing to be careful. There is a Sentry Ward here. Pounce misses from Raven. A little bit of a miss from him. And Secret just going to try for the TP out. They really needed that Pounce to connect. He's going to be okay, but still forced off the lane. Mirana sitting here, I think may have been under vision a little bit, trying to throw out that arrow. Unsuccessful rotation. Ohio Arcane Boots just going to be going straight for the blink. Pretty standard Magnus stuff. Is going to be going for more points in Empower early on. Just leaving the skewer at 1 point, it looks like. The one thing that, oh, well, I was about to say, the one thing that 496 did have going for them is some vision, but they're also getting dewarded at the moment, and there's really deep radiant vision over at mid to try and find a kill on this Tinker. So, yeah, top 3 net worth are going to be on the Lotac side. Net's just running pulls, getting more experience for himself. Uncontested pull-throughs, so it'll be a nice fast level 6 for him. And Raven's just kind of on the hunt over here. Needs to be careful. Into the Shadow Dance, on the run, still has stick charges, so he's going to be okay. Oh, but they're contesting for this bounty rune. Raven didn't really regen up that much. He's coming in feeling confident with just the stick. Is that going to do it for him? Needs to reset just a little bit, and they will end up losing net. So they don't get either of these. Wait, did they get either of these bottom bounties? No. Yes, he managed to grab it. Okay. Yeah, that was a little bit brave from Raven. Needed to heal up a little bit more. Yamate, not level 6 just yet, so no easy Fiend Script or anything for this mid lane. I think we're still just farming. Raven still no ultimate for 40 seconds. Does need to be a little bit careful, but I think they're going to make an attempt on this Sand King. Net coming around. Got a sentry. They spot him now. They also spot the Invis Centaur. Raven thinks about going in, but besides better of it, there is quite a bit of burst damage there ready for him. And Seal also going to manage to get a deward off of his own, so keeping this area of the map safe for the Tinker. Yamate comes in, gets the gold at least for this deward at mid lane, but did manage to last most of its duration anyway. And a Lifestealer, I mean, doing okay. Trying to pressure onto the Mirana, but it's not really working necessarily. There's lots of people farming in lanes right now. Do have the early Soulbind for the Grimstroke. They don't have that many single target abilities that it's going to synergize with, but I think the Phantom's Embrace and then all of Bane's stuff are probably useful enough to justify it early on here. And Sand King, not 100% decided on his build. Looks like he wants Tranquil's Vanguard Yules this game, interestingly enough. Let's get the silence up onto him. Follow-up stun as well, going to be coming through. No, Raven doesn't quite manage to connect it. They will instead turn their attention over towards Yassi. Try to slow them down. Pounce up in 4 seconds time. Nicely done. They get the 2-man nuke out from the Grim. Raven's still going to try for the dive. Does get burst struck in the face. That's going to save the Centaur's life, though Shadow Demon over at mid lane, not quite so lucky. Ohio bursting him down. Did they arrow him? What even happened? Grimstroke's dead. No, they just blink skewered him and he died. Oh. Wait, where was that? RP onto nothing. Well, onto Sand King, but seemingly not doing enough. Mid lane, arrow onto the Shadow Demon. He just died and respawned, TP'd back in. And Chion puts him straight back in the grave. Ohio getting his blink cancelled. He's going for it though. Just being a nuisance, interrupting the rearm. Cost him a little bit of damage, but I don't think he's too concerned. It's so weird to see Slark with phase boots. I mean, I understand, but it just feels wrong. I guess he just wants the attack speed desperately. Oh, Yamate. Alright, Fiend's Grip. They can arrow this as well. Got more than enough damage. There's a mega kill streak for this Mirana, who is going for a Yule Scepter this game. So, Tinker hunting potential going to be even stronger. And a pretty nice item on Mirana in general, to be honest. Arrow setup. Spam your Starstorm to farm. Shadow Demon. What's he found here? They do get the Banish out. Centaur running in. They do have a Stampede to try and help out here. Magnus getting locked down. Tinker coming in to get the Burst Strike out onto 2. Raven a little bit of trouble, but he's got the ultimate, just using it to reset. Won't be able to continue chasing. Ohio needs to be careful. The Burst Strike's still on cooldown for a little while. It looks like he's going to be okay. He's actually baiting somewhat, as Raven somehow scouted for that that missile. But it only ends up being Yamate taken out at the end of the day. Tinker at least finding some good farm towards his Blink Dagger, and this is going to be a really nice tier 1 tower for 496 to pick up.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, nothing really that they can do to defend it. Raven's hanging around here because he wants those creeps, but not a whole lot that he can do.
Dire's middle
And
tower
Lotac have
is
already
under
opened up the other side of the map, so not a great loss, but I think 496 got to take these towers when they can, because they're just so bad at hitting buildings this game. And I think there's going to be a point where this Tinker feels quite strong, but I think in, like, once we start seeing multiple BKBs come up and stuff like that, it's going to get pretty difficult for them. So they're really going to have to hit that window pretty hard. Sand King has tanked up a ton. 1808 HP, he's got the Vanguard. Not level 10 just yet, so can't go for the HP talent, but maybe we'll see it coming out from him. Looks like his plan is just constantly shove bottom wave this entire game. I don't know if the survivability is really going to help him that much, but this feels like the team really needs a frontliner. It's going to be 2 bouncy runes apiece. Tinker setting up a mid lane. They do have a Moonlight Shadow coming through. Yamate going to be the first one into the thick of things. Oh, and they see... Well, do they actually see the Tinker TPing in? They haven't seen him yet. They spot him now. They've got a Fiend's Grip. Nice and easy. Even going to drop the... Soulbind on top of him. Nobody nearby to link that one up. Raven, he's going to be just fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Doesn't want to get the ultimate forced here. Just going to take a couple of free stacks and back himself out. And the supports are actually coming down, ready to help. The silence comes through. Net will be able to finish this off pretty easily with the Ink Swell, and it actually hits the Sand King as well. He was going for the epicenter, now going to try for the TP out, but the pounce interrupts it. Raven finds it this time around, and this is just going to be a bunch of stacks for this Slark. That Vanguard doing nothing for poor old Sand King as he gets brought down. They're also going to lose the Shadow Demon on the other side of the map. 4 kills across the map for Lotac. They are just cruising. Having no trouble whatsoever. And this Centaur feels like he's just never going to have a blink. We've seen the support Centaur be useful because the lane goes okay, and then they kind of have the other hero rotate off or like farm jungle and just give the lane to the Centaur. But that's not what's happening here. The Sand King is continuing to play the lane with his build, and it's just making things hard for Centaur. He's just dead. He's looking pretty dead. He just wants this phantom gold. Oh no. And now Ohio, alright, goes running in, feeling pretty tanky with his Hood of Defiance, and for good reason. He's also got that haste sprint, so difficult to do anything about. On the other side, Raven, this Shadow Demon is just having a miserable time, though. Maybe Raven has been baited a little bit here. Well, gets the pounce on onto the low ground, but 4962 managed to punish him. That's all 4 of their alive heroes coming over to that, but a very nice kill to grab. Only worth 262 gold for the Tinker for whatever reason. I guess it's because he's so farmed himself. But at least they've got Blink Tinker now. Should hopefully be able to make some space. Though you can feel this noose kind of tightening from Lotac. Starting to put down, well, hopefully more and more aggressive wards. Yamate, even with the quick D ward here. Ooh, he at least got the Observer, right? Quick Nightmare. Yamate, what's he gonna go for here? Just the Fiend's Grip? What do they actually even have here? Magnus got the Blink out. Oh, no point in Shadow Poison yet. Nothing to cancel that Blink out of the disruption. So Moonlight Shadow happens. Tinker died in the midst of all of that. Somehow found him. Wait, who even killed him? Oh, Mirana found him. Okay. And Mirana going for the Aghanims build. I haven't seen this for a very long time, but focusing more on the magical damage side of things a little bit. I think this is more about what, map control and pushing lanes. I guess the damage is also pretty useful for team fights. But interesting approach. Alright, Lifestealer comes around the corner, straight into a very low duration arrow. They're going to get the silence out. Net with the Soulbind doing some work. They do manage to get through those silences pretty quickly. March of the Machine's getting laid down, making it difficult for Lotac to approach into this fight. Yamate still doesn't have his Tranquil Boots broken, so I think he's going to get the TP out here. He's fine. Net not so lucky. Does end up going down. 496 just playing as a ball at the moment. Everybody stacked on top of each other. Sand King is kind of off to the side doing something, but this is mostly because of the position that Lotac are putting them in. There's just doesn't feel like there's any room on the map for them right now. Ohio, you gotta blink before you RP, friends. Messes that one up, does manage to skewer down onto the low ground, but the Tinker is still hot on his tail, though. Doesn't have any mana left. Okay. That was very awkward. Alright, I think Lotac, you gotta chill a little bit. Grab some items, keep on shoving out the lanes, take the easy pickoffs, but 496 they're ready. They know the position that they're in, and they're just looking for any kill that they can find. They really don't feel like they have any map control to speak of at all. Okay, Lotac smoke.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Making their way down. God, the difference between this team with Yamate and without Yamate is actually kind of night and day. I guess maybe the level of the opponent is a little bit different as well, but they are just owning.
Shadows take us.
Like, they're just making all the right moves. The vision game is way better. They just seem to be playing together as a team. Raven finds a quick pickoff. Yeah, see, did he even manage to grab that bounty or no? He actually had that swiped away from him. And now they come in. Secret, for all of his tankiness, is just going to end up being a lot of Essence Shift stacks. Give him another permanent stack. Why not? Raven finds a double. And already, 20 minutes in, this is feeling like this game might just be over. What do they have to hope for? I guess Tinker's first item is going to be the big thing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Desolator Lifestealer, maybe? I don't know. What does Tinker even get? Dagon this game? I don't know if Hex first doesn't feel useful enough. The Aghanim Scepter is not really all that useful. Ooh, Nightmare into Arrow. The stun is super long. Wait, is he even enfeebled? They don't even need him to be enfeebled. He's just straight up dead. Poor Yahtzee, just dying. Back to back. No Blink Dagger progress at all. This feels kind of reminiscent of what happened to Febi's Centaur in that game as well. Just never managed to find the blink. The way that these games have been working out, he just doesn't seem to get the opportunity to farm it.
Much obliged.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, of course they're getting stomped, but... Oh, Epicenter. Channeled up, going in, looking towards Ohio. He's relatively tanky. He might even be able to get the RP off here. Finds it onto 2. Doesn't have the mana for the skewer. Does now. Skewers them back. They're still trapped together. Raven looking for the damage. Ohio still surviving. Killing spree for Raven. Red's also going to get right-click down. It looks like surviving a little bit longer with the armlet. Raven thought about looking towards the Tinker. Disruption does come through. Yahtzee, can he do anything? Raven forced to just pop the ultimate and run. Yamate still alright, and it ends up, even with an Epicenter initiation and 496 completely getting the jump, they get 0 kills, they end up losing 2, and Lotac just going from strength to strength to strength. Tinker's just going for an Aether Lens, so in terms of a big item, he's not going to have one for a little bit. It's going to take Lotac a little bit to finish this game, but just since they are pushing into Tinker, but I don't see the way back for 496. That Blink Dagger on the Sand King was supposed to do something big for them and start turning the game, but just had no effect at all. Sark's farming the entire map, killing whoever he wants. They're running at him. Raven should be careful. There's 5 heroes moving into his vicinity. Alright, he's gonna be just fine. Moonlight Shadow gets popped. Lotac they're like, somebody has to come and farm this. They're so far behind, they need this farm. But 496 are not having anything to do with that. Slark scouting does get dusted. Nice Dark Pact, managed to get into his ultimate. Raven's still on the run, pounces a little bit further, just wants to get back to his team. Looks like he might get brought down here. Actually, he gets up onto the high ground. Ohio's there waiting for him with the mech net in the middle of everybody. Hits him with the Inkswell. They've lost 2 already. Secret just wants to get this net kill. Red's going to get right-click down on the other side of the fight. Yamate gets 1 more. Nightmare out. They don't even need the RP. They've got the arrow. Ohio is just going to pump fake the RP. It's a 5 for nothing. And Lotac really feeling themselves. 19k net worth lead. Total stomp. If you're 496, you picked Tinker, I guess you keep playing until you lose racks, but what do you do this game? So many things I think were really well done by Lotac, but the biggest thing was that 496 just kind of fell all over themselves. Oh my god, Grimstroke has a Hex. Jesus. They kind of fell all over themselves trying to deal with it. Like, Yamate was just rotating back and forth between mid and top, winning both of those lanes, and Shadow Demon was like, oh shoot, I need to go and help. Right? And then he left bottom lane, where he was really the setup, and kind of let Raven just farm. I mean, sure, he was pressured a little bit, but you compare the impact that this Bane has had to the Shadow Demon, and you would be forgiven for not even realizing that there was a Shadow Demon in this game. Net's getting gone on. Nightmare save. Looks like he is going to be brought down in the end. Ohio finds a two-man RP. Looking for the skewer. Drag back. Does find it. Yassi will be the first one to fall. Marana just with the drive-by leap. Slark is going to be joining this fight soon, and that should be the end of it for 496. Red does have a Rage TP. Do they have any lockdown coming? Oh, the arrow sails through at the last moment. Raven gets another permanent stack for himself. Ohio with the skewer over. Secret, not quite getting pounced. We'll be able to escape a little bit further, but another arrow. Cheon is just feeling himself here. Chuan, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I feel bad. I think it's Chuan, right? Anyway. But not that Chuan. The other Chuan. Just like there's a March and a March and a Super and a Super. Oh. Another kill, potentially. Need a little bit more damage. Actually, Raven just going to be going for Seal instead. Make it another permanent stack on him. Yassi now. Not dead just yet. One more arrow from the Marana is going to finish him off. 23k net worth lead now. Tinker is... Well, actually, that was very scary. If Net had been level 15, I think the cast range talent would have gotten the Hex on that Tinker, and that would have been the end of him, so... 458 did not know how close he came to death there, with this Observer Ward sitting up on the high ground. And he might actually be in some trouble now. Lotac, what are they doing? They're just camping this high ground. They've just decided that this whole section of the map belongs to them, and they're not going anywhere else. 496 are too afraid to leave the base anyone walking. Tinker's going out here occasionally to push out this wave, but I mean, he's only barely threatening this tier 1 tower.
Radiant's top tower is
and Lotac are just keeping them completely pinned inside of the base. Alright, they're gonna try and break out. What can they find? Yamate getting jumped on. Okay. Wait, do they have detection? Alright, there's the sentry ward. Nice. Give the kill to the centaur. That's gonna be his blink dagger. Alright. The fighting spirit is still definitely here for 496, though they have some pretty big issues. Age is still up for another 2 minutes on this. Slark, Raven just gonna go charging in here. They drop the RP, it's on to 4! Oh no, Tinker already dead. The cleave coming through. This is gonna be so many stacks for Slark. Tinker buys back into the game. Seal also waiting over on the other side. Marana survives. Ohio with the huge RPs. And Tinker now caught out up on the high ground. Will be finished off one more time. Godlike for Raven. And that will finally prompt the GG call. What a showing from Lotac. Just, I don't know, dominance through and through. Nothing else. What can you really say? Looking like a completely different team